Hello people, and today welcome to another Roblox Studio tutorial. And today I'm going to show you how to make this voting system. And as you can see, if I pick something, and you can see it'll make a vote. And make a vote. So I'm going to vote the grass. And you can see the grass is chosen. This is the winner. And it'll import the grass model. And then the cycle continues. And yeah, enjoy! So first off, what you're going to do is we're going to add a voting pad. So what are we going to do is we're going to insert a part, and I'm just going to move it up, and I'm just going to set position to the center. And once we've done that, let's go ahead and bring it up and set anchor and can collide off. This will be renamed the pad. So not only is just the pad, but we need to resize this. So we're going to say about 10.
Wow.
10. There we go. Now this is a good old pad. Now what we're going to do is we're going to insert a surface GUI, and then we're going to insert a text box, which is going to be called a display, which will show the votes and the map name. And once we've done that, go to the surface, and we're going to set the face to the top. You may notice it's facing to this way. We can fix that later. But first, we're going to do is we're going to anchor point to 0.5, 0.5, and set position to 0.5, 0.5, 0. And then set the size to maximum fill. And then we're going to set the rotation to about 90. There we go. Now out to the text. Let's go ahead and enable text scale. And this is where we put our scale. So we're going to set background transparency to 1. And yeah, that should be it. Now, this is your very first pad. So what I'm going to do is we're going to duplicate 3 times. And then we're going to move out like 3 studs ahead. Now let's go ahead and rename the pads. So this one's going to be pad 1. This one will be pad 2. And this one will be pad 3. Once we've done that, just group everything, which is going to be called voting pads. Now once we've done that, let's go ahead and make maps. I'll do these off camera. So as you can see, I have made 3 maps, which is called grass, snow, and desert. So this is my map. It's super beautiful. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to replicate search and insert a folder, which we'll be calling maps, and then place them inside the maps. And once we've done that, I'm going to add some little bit of changes because we want the color for the big color to be yellow. So now the pads are fully yellow. You can change any color you want, but until the coding. And what we're going to do is we're going to insert a GUI. So go to screen GUI. We're going to name this the main GUI. Then we're going to insert a text label, and then this will be called the status. And once we've done the status, we're going to do some. And now once we've done that, let's go ahead and insert another folder.
Another one.
And this one will be called events. And this one will be a remote event. So this remote event will be called place vote. Now for this one, we'll say values. Now this is where any bool value, string value, int value, whatever you want. Let's go and insert a string value. This one will be called status. And we're going to insert a bool value. And then we're going to be called map voting progress. Now this will detect if the map voting is still running or not. So once we've done that, let's insert inside the script, we're going to insert a module script. So I'm going to use a module script instead of the normal script because module scripts are currently a little easier. Now once we've done that, we're going to get some variables. We're going to say local status equals game.replicate switch.values dot status. Now we're going to say local map votes. Now this is where it's getting super important right now. But first off, what we're going to do is we're going to get the map by making a function by get map with a parentheses And we're going to say this. We're going to say local random map equals game.replicate.storage.maps colon get children. Then we're going to copy this one and then make it as a table. And then we're going to do map.random one number of. And once we've done that, let's go ahead and go to for I and V in pairs. And we're going to go to the map votes, if the map exists from the tables. So we can say this, if v.name is equal to the random map.name, then we can do this. We can say return get map. So what is this going to do is, if this map exists from the table, then we're going to loop again and again until we have an empty table. Then we got return random map.name. Now let's do the map voting, shall we? So to do this, we're going to say function module dot map voting, and then inside this parameter we can say duration, which we talk about later. And then we're going to start the voting system, which means we're going to say this. We're going to say map votes equals a table, which means we have to start off by emptying all the table. Then we could say for I and V in pairs, which is going to be the workspace dot voting pads colon get children do. Then we could say this. We could say table dot insert equals the map votes, and then we're going to make it as a table. So like I said from the example, we can make our own table. So we could say this. We could say order equals to number, and then v.name colon matches into this string formula is definitely means that we need to find the number of it. So not to be confused on that. And we're going to put a semicolon. And we're going to get the name, which is the get map. And then semicolon that, and then we're going to make a player, which is maybe a table. So this one will be very important. It's because it will detect how many players who have voted that map. Then we're going to have to do this one. v.color on color from RGB. We can say 255 to 1. If you don't know what your original color is, go to pad 1 and check your actual color. Now once we've done that, we're going to say game.replicate.storage.values.map voting progress.value equals true. So we're starting. So we're going to say local start equals a tick. So you know you can do for loops, but for tick it will be super helpful to update a lot of stuff. So I recommend you use tick instead of a for loop. While wait do. So we're gonna start as a while loop. Tick minus start is greater than the duration. Then we're gonna break an end. Then we're gonna say status.value equals you have math.floor. Then we're gonna say the duration minus parentheses this again, and then we're gonna say tick minus start seconds left to vote. Then we're gonna do is we're going to update the pads. We're going to say for IV in pairs, and we'll say game.workspace.voting pads colon get children do. And this is where we're going to be left off for today. We're going to do is we're going to insert a local script. So to do this, we can say this. Let's make some variables first. We're going to say local player equals game.players.local player. Say local character equals player dot character or player character added wait. Then we're going to say local current vote equals nil, and then we're We're going to say this. We're going to say game.replicateStorage.values.mapVotingProcess colon get property change signal, and then we're going to say the property to value, and then we're going to say connect to a function. And then we're going to take this one and we're going to say CurrentVote to nil. This will if the value is changed, which means if already started or ended, that means we're going to set our current vote to nil. Then we're going to get a game colon get service colon run service dot render step colon connect function. Means we're going to loop every tick. Now first we're going to do the easy one. We're going to say script.parent.mainUI dot status dot text equals game.replicateStorage.values.status. What the status dot value. Now we can say this. We can say if game.replicateStorage.values.mapVotingProcess.value is true, then we can say this. Now we're going to make the raycast for it. I know you're supposed to use touch events for this, but raycasting will be a very easier one. And we're gonna start off by using raycast params. So we say local raycast params equals raycast params dot new raycast params dot filter type equals enum dot raycast filter type dot a blacklist. So I'll tell you what that means. Then we're going to say raycast dot filter descendant instances, and then we're going to set a table, and then we're going to say char colon get children. So we're making these raycast parameters because we're preventing if the raycast is pointing at their body part or something odd. So we decided to make a blacklist. So a blacklist means we're it can detect the part, but it will ignore the body parts of what you're detecting. So that's why. Then we're going to say local result equals workspace colon raycast. Then we're going to say char dot primary part dot cframe dot p, and then comma. Then we're going to go to the the direction of where we're going. So we say vector tree dot new that 0 dot about a million, I guess. All right, since we do that, then we're going to detect if there is a result. Then if it already is a result, then we're going to make an object. We need to detect which object is it. R, and we'll say object equals result dot instance. Then we're going to say this. We're going to say if it's an object, then it exists. Then if we could say if object and object dot name colon match to a pad. So looking to these voting pads, that we're detecting the raycast to point down, and then we're going to detect if it's an object and the object is actually matched to the pad. So this is the pad. Then we had to do something with this. So we can say local pad number equals to number to object dot name colon match, and then we're going to say percent d plus, so we're getting the number. Then we're going to say game dot replicate storage dot events dot place vote colon fire server, and then we get the pad number. And once we've done that, then we're going to set their current vote, which will be a little important. We're going to say if current vote is nil or current vote is not the same number, then you can say this. But first we can make sound effects. So this right here is super optional. I am not writing out this script because my hands are super tired. Then I'm going to say this. Current vote equals pad number. And then we can say this. We're going to say for INV in pairs game.workspace.votingpads colon get children do. Then we say v.color equals, then we're going to get their original color. So we could say color free from RGB is 205, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to say this. We're going to say object dot color is equal to color3 from RGB, and then I'm going to set a different color to green. And yeah, now this is absolutely the whole thing. Now let's go back to the ModuleScript, and then let's go up to the top. And then we could say this. We can say game.replicateStorage.events.placeVote.onServerEvent connect to function. And then we're going to get the player. Then we get the pad number, which is the player who voted on the number. Then we could say this for IV in pairs, and we get the map votes. We're getting the map votes. Then we say for X, comma PR in pairs, and then we get the V dot players. Remember, we added the player in the map votes table, so we're getting the V dot players. Do. Then we say if PRL is equal to the player.user ID. So we're going to tell if the player already voted. So if it's already voted, then we're going to say table.remove v.players, comma X. Then we break it, and then we're going to place their vote. Then we say for I and V in pairs, map votes. Do. Then we're going to say if v.order is equal to the pad number, then so if the order is absolutely there, so then we're going to say table.insert v.players, comma player.user ID. You can change the user ID to player.name. It can be a little customizable, but I recommend user ID because it's very little important. Then we're going to make an update to the pads also. So we can say this. Say local votes, comma map name. Then we say for X map in pairs. We say map votes. So we're getting the map votes due. And we're going to say if map.order is equal to the two-number v.name colon match is this string. So we're getting the number. If the number is matched to the pad number, then we're going to say votes equals the number of map.players. So the votes is the number of players who have voted on that map. And then the map name will be equal the map.name. Then we're going to break it, and then we're going to put on this solution. So we're going to say v.surface GUI.display.text. So we're going to say that equals map name dot, we're going to set as a dash dot number of votes. And yeah, that is the while loop that you all been working on. Once it ends the duration, then we'll say game.replicateStorage.values.mapVotingProgress.value equals false. Then we're going to do is we're going to table.sort the votes so we can get the winner. So we say table.sort. We're going to say map votes, comma function, which is the A and B. And then we're going to say return the number of votes, players, and then we put this function. If we get the winner, then we gotta update the pads. We'll say for I and V in pairs game.workspace.votingpad colon get children. Do. Then we're gonna say if to number v.name colon match as we copy this string formula is equal to the map votes table 1 dot order, then we're going to alarm the person who has had most votes to the winner. else we set that to nothing. Then we're gonna say v.color equals color3 dot from RGB. I'm just going to say 80 to 80 to 80 just for the closing statement. Then we're going to say status.value. I'm going to say map votes table1 dot name was chosen. And then we're going to wait for about 3 seconds for like a delay. Then we're going to return game.replicated storage dot maps. Hold on, find the first child, which is the map votes times 1 dot name. And there you go. You have completed the whole map voting system. Yes! Yes! Now let's go back to the script. And then we're going to say this. We're going to say local map voting equals require script dot ModuleScript. And we're going to say while wait do. Then we're going to say local chosen map because it's a return. And we had to make it as a variable. And we're going to say local chosen map equals map voting dot map voting parentheses. And then we're going to set the duration to 20. It's because the module map voting is the duration of it. So it has a new argument for it. Clone map equals chosen map clone. Then we're going to say clone the map dot name equals map. And then clone map dot parent equals workspace. Then we'll wait for about 3 seconds. Then clone map will destroy. Then we'll wait for 1 second and the cycle continues. As you can see, I pick a map. So I'm gonna pick the grass. So it should say grass was chosen. I forgot I need to space it out a little bit, but yeah, grass was. Anyhow, that is all for this video. If you like it, please like the video, enjoy. Otherwise, subscribe to my channel for more Roblox Studio content. And comment what do you think. You think it's good? You think it's helpful? And leave a comment for any mistakes. And yeah, that is all for today's video. And I hope you like it. And peace out. Snow was chosen. Crap.